A very good morning to you. Friday is finally here. Have a fantastic day ahead. Welcome to today's episode. We're talking about three things: inflation prints hot, ECB rate decision, and DD files for IPO. US stocks edged higher Thursday after data showed another leap in consumer prices and a continuing recovery in the labor market as the economy emerges from the COVID-19 pandemic. The S&P 500 set a new closing record, up 0.5%. The Dow was up 0.1% and the Nasdaq was up 0.8%. The Dow and Nasdaq are both within 1% of the all-time highs they hit this spring. On Thursday, the yield on the 10-year Treasury notes edged down to 1.45, its lowest level in more than 3 months, from 1.48 on Wednesday. A combination of tepid economic data, the Federal Reserve's message that it won't quickly withdraw stimulus to ward off inflation, and strong demand for bonds from investors overseas have been dragging yields down, is what is getting reported. Inflation is looking pretty heated now, but what will it look like in a year is the trillion-dollar question. The Labor Department on Thursday reported that consumer prices rose 0.6% in May from April, putting them 5% above the year earlier level, in the largest annual increase since August 2008. Core prices, which exclude food and energy items to better capture inflation's underlying trend, were up 0.7% from April. From a year earlier, core prices are up about 3.8%, marking the biggest year-on-year increase since June 1992. Some of those big year-over-year gains came about because prices had dipped in early months of COVID-19 crisis, but let's not kid ourselves, that was hardly the only thing going on. The supply-demand imbalances that have come about as the pandemic loosens its grip have been pushing inflation sharply higher. Thursday's report showed that core prices were also up 2.2% from November, for example, which was the biggest 6-month gain since June 1991. Inflation was highest in many of the areas one would expect as the global semiconductor shortage has limited the production of new cars. Prices of used cars soared 30% from a year earlier. Prices of items like hotel stays and airplane tickets, while still below their pre-pandemic levels, were also up sharply as more Americans returned to travel. Major household appliances, which have experienced a surge in demand as a result of housing boom and supply constraints, as a result of chip shortages, also registered large price increases. In the months ahead, the stage seems to be set for inflation to only heat up further. The economy is growing swiftly. Economists polled by the IHS Markit now forecast GDP growth will be at 10.1% annual rate in the second quarter, followed by 6.9% in the third, while shortage of many items remain unresolved. Moreover, with many employers struggling to hire workers, wages are picking up and some businesses are trying to make up for higher labor costs by rising prices. But a lot of factors pushing up prices, while they may last for a while longer, still appear temporary. The chip shortage and other supply chain bottlenecks seem likely to be resolved over the next year. The same goes with a lot of issues businesses are having to find employees, with the unemployment protection going off in the next couple of months. Also, in a year's time, a lot of the demand that built up during the pandemic might be exhausted, and the boost from substantial amount of money the government pumped into the economy could also be fading. In short, Federal Reserve policymakers have good reason to believe that the jump in inflation will probably be temporary, and that is the read that you're getting from the reactions in the market, both in the bond market as well as the stock market. Yesterday, we had the ECB as well. The European Central Bank left monetary policy unchanged during its June meeting, saying it expects net purchases under the PEPP over the coming quarter to continue to be conducted at a significantly higher pace than during the first months of the year. The bank boosted the speed of bond buying earlier this year, but a recent fall in borrowing costs in the euro area raised expectations that policymakers might start considering to slow down the purchases. Meanwhile, the ECB revised the GDP projections for 2021 and 2022 to 4.6 and 4.7 respectively, supported by stronger global and domestic demand, as well as by continued support from both the monetary and fiscal policy. The outlook for inflation has also been revised up for this year and the next, largely owing to temporary factors and higher energy price inflation. Nevertheless, the price pressures will likely remain subdued overall. Nevertheless, since it's Europe, the price pressures will likely remain subdued overall. Lastly, Didi filed for an IPO in the US. It listed its offering size as 100 million as a placeholder, which is likely to change. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan are the advisors. The Chinese ride-hailing company has been considering seeking a valuation of as much as 70 billion to 100 billion in the IPO, is what Bloomberg reported in April. Didi also revealed a 1.6 billion net loss for 2020. That is the update. Stay safe and healthy. Have a lovely weekend ahead, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Bye.